I belong here? Man, have I got a great story about those three words to share with you today on this episode of Jam Session.
I'm your Chief Culture Officer.
I was leading a training for a client last week, a small group of people, and I really wanted to set the tone for the meeting. And I wanted to engage not only their minds, but their hearts in the conversation. And so I opened the meeting by asking the question, why are you here today? And after a few variations of, well, it's my job, I continued to ask the question, why are you here today? And I began to place a little bit more emphasis on the word you. Why are you here today? Still, I got mostly surface level responses. So I continued to ask the question, why are you here today? I must have asked that question a dozen times. I knew what I was looking for, and I was waiting for the right moment. And finally, the youngest person of the whole group, not a manager, she responded with, I belong here? And I looked her in the eye and I said, now we're getting somewhere. And so I asked the follow-up question, what do you mean you belong here? And that follow-up question to her brave and somewhat confident initial response opened the floodgates for everybody else to start talking about why they were here. It changed the dynamic of that meeting, and it set us up for an incredible meeting and for training that was going to continue for the next 2 hours. See, if you lead others, you've got to do more than just engage their minds. You also have to engage their heart. When you just want to jump in and start teaching and training, the best leaders actually know that you want to connect people to the purpose, to the mission of your organization. And by asking a simple question like that engages them at a different level, and they start to understand why they're there, it sets you up for an incredibly powerful training session. I could have just as easily told them exactly why they were there and why others weren't. I wanted them to take ownership and to begin to build greater confidence in themselves as emerging leaders and growing leaders. And when people start seeing their value and they start believing in themselves and they see that you believe in them also, you've given them an incredible gift. They will start to buy in and they'll start to trust you even more as their leader. And that, my friends, that is invaluable. That's the power of culture.
I'm your Chief Culture Officer.